Y'all gotta watch what y'all watch on television. The media will have you believing things to be true that are not true because it is live, because it is a story. The same thing goes with hip hop. Same thing goes with entertainment because you gotta remember, entertainment business. It is to entertain and to you know produce revenue. I mean, we all have certain aspirations. Like when if you want to be a content creator, it's to build up your streams and support. And if you are a musician, an artist, or anything, of course, you want to support. You want to be able to make profit from it at some point. But you cannot believe the hype. You cannot always take things by face value because you got to remember there are certain things that are just for clickbait. There are certain things just for shock value because, again, money, the perception is money is power. So forget about what you want things to be or how things should be. You have to sometimes think about what is. Because I remember like looking at the news, it's going to report certain things, and I'm not sitting here saying that everything that is reported is fake news, but you got to remember like these things are programmed. There's a way to go about things. That's why another thing as far as like why I do podcasting is because you get to see the mistakes, you get to see how the production is live. Like I do everything myself, and maybe it's not always the best thing, but y'all get to see the growth, the development, and things kind of in production mode. Sometimes my tone might be a little different. Sometimes the sound might be a little different, but that's because I want y'all to know that it's not always glitz and glamour. I sit here and think about, how there's a lot of artists, whether you're a singer, rapper, producer, or whatnot, everybody seems cool. Everybody seems like, they got it like that when they really don't. There's some rappers who look the part and some artists that looks the part, but they're really not. It's like, and I'm not knocking anybody that does this, but it's like you're sitting here flashing guns, flashing money, but you don't even have the life to even support that really. Like you're an entertainer. So even when you're a news reporter, there could be some false information that you receive. And even nowadays, a lot of news is brought because of social media. That's what we call it, social media. I remember when MySpace was still popping. A lot of stories would be stemmed from that. We need the news to be able to stay up to date in time. But like I said, social media has been one of these outlets to where we don't even have to do that anymore. Like when was the last time you been on television or watched the television? Like everything you look at now, you can go on social media, you can go on YouTube. You don't need to have cable anymore. You don't even, to be honest, you don't even really necessarily have to have a phone. I think a lot of time, I mean, not a phone, but a television. I think a lot of people look at movies on their phone. A lot of people get updates from their phone. So it just all depends. I think, the way society, especially, and I always say America because I'm not in these other countries, but I think society now has pushed a narrative of saying you have to do this. Like when I talk about, you know, hip hop culture, hip hop culture doesn't isn't just us isn't just synonymous with black culture, because black culture is more than just hip hop or anything. Like black culture is, you know, the foods, the music, you know, the entrepreneurship, the just like everything. So even like with entertainment, for someone who I like to think of myself as an entertainer in some sense, but it's like you got to remember sometimes you are doing things to up your viewership and get notoriety. There's really no genuine or authenticity left in, you know, on the internet. And that's why when people say, you know, don't take the internet serious, and I'm like, well, we have some at some point we have to too, because that's kind of how that's kind of what it is now. I mean, as like I said, I always say it's just another platform. All it is just you're behind a computer. But this is like people who are talking talking trash, saying all type of stuff. It's like you like if you're not outside actually like outside touching the people, you know, you're gonna say whatever you want. You know, my whole thing as far as like when it comes to certain things like media and news, it's like some stuff just be not true. And sometimes I can discredit things that are true. You know, you can't believe 100% of everything that you see. You know, that's why I say, you know, me being a man of faith, I take certain things for what they are, but I also take other things as okay, I gotta hold this accountable. That's why even like when I say this numbers of times, because you're held to such a high regard. Like if you're a police officer, a pastor, a parent, you're held to a certain regard. So forget about what you have to go through behind the scenes. Forget about your mindset. It's like it's what is perceived. How do you present yourself in the public eye? So that's the thing. That's my whole thing when it comes to, you know, being a content creator and being a producer and being a reporter or anything like that, because I always say, you know, tell it like things that is televised is still marketing. You know, I don't think anybody doesn't reap the benefit of being on a screen. You know, TV is not dead, but you know, it's in the same level as radio. You know, there's still those exceptions, but like I always mention, you know, social media has been on this wave now for so long that we will take everything like we pick and choose. We pick and choose. You can be on social media and believe anything you see based on where it comes from. I'm not going to sit here and say that when you look up the murder rates or the crime rates that is not true, but it does take credibility away from the truth when there's other entities that will show different numbers. That's the thing what I always say about doing your due diligence, because you can always find something to support what you're saying. But my thing is if you want to know something, you will have the answers. You can go on Google, you can go to the library, you can watch the news, like you can find whatever you're looking for. So the whole bottom line is what I'm trying to say to all this point is you can believe whatever you want to believe because you're going to do whatever it is that you want to do. This world will not be isn't wasn't designed to, you know, it wasn't designed to please everything, like everybody. Like we're in a world where a lot of things that is of nature is being destroyed and being chemicalized. A lot of things that's been chemicalized are being enhanced and added. There's more added to the solutions. Everything's a profit now, and I think that's the issue. I really wanted to just share my thoughts on what I've been thinking about when it comes to where we're at right now as people. Nothing's wrong with I can't even say it. I lost my train of thought. Just with a lot of things going on my mind. Like nothing is wrong with living your life by the beat of your own drum. But I always say is that like just take things for what they are or do something about it. I don't know. I don't really know where my life will end up. My aspirations and ambitions are what they are, but it's at the end of the day, it's all in the plans. Like I said, I can want whatever I want, but who has control over that really? What is preventing me and stopping me from achieving everything that I want to achieve? We are easily influenced by community. We are easily influenced by culture. We are easily influenced by loved ones. So sometimes we have to just flow with it. When we come to a certain point in our lives where we're realizing that, we're really just another soul. I don't really know what I'm saying. I might be having a mental breakdown. I'm sitting here thinking about life. I don't know. Sometimes podcasting can be hard because of the content, because of what it is that's being addressed. I don't owe so much do it for the audience anymore. I do it to share thoughts, to push the envelope, to interact, and to participate and get everyone to participate and engage. But for real, it's not always easy. Being a creator, being a writer, doing everything yourself gets depressed. It gets exhausting. You get a team of people to record you, produce, promote, edit, and you can come up with a masterpiece. And I think that what makes a great show most times. Like I said, everything's entertainment, but that costs money as well. When you don't have it, when you don't have the finances to distribute a product that can be useful, that can be meaningful, it sometimes get lost in the cloud. Though everything's entertainment, the entertainment aspect of it, like the cameras, like the microphones, like the lighting, that that helps create this illusion that things are what they are to be, because it's like it shows a level of seriousness. Like I have to look a certain way. I had to present myself a certain way in order to be taken serious. To me, I understand, I get it, but I don't like it because, like I say, not everybody is in a position to be able to afford that. Sometimes people might just have something to say or something to give, and then when you level up, you can do better. No flex zone over here, no judgment zone, but it still trickles. It still it still bothers me to a point where I'm like, man, what am I doing? I get tired and overwhelmed, but I keep going. I hate my job sometimes, but I keep going. Sometimes I think about my son and I be like, man, I don't want him to go through this. Sometimes I look at my loved ones, my parents, my siblings, and I be like, man, at what point do you give back to them? We can't save everybody, but can we at least be there for our loved ones? We get so caught up in what everybody else is doing, the news, social media, things that keep us insane, like entertainment. Entertainment serves its purpose, but we need to remember and keep in mind what it's there for. Yes, they say pray positive, productive. I don't have nothing else.